Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Dirty dozen. IRS warns individuals to stay clear of shady tax preparers. Offers tips on carefully choosing tax professionals. It is definitely good advice to stay away from shady tax preparers. Unless of course it's a really hot day, in which case some shade might be well appreciated. Although even then, finding a tax preparer with some AC would even be better. I mean, considering this is the Dirty Dozen list, I feel like they would have replaced the term shady with shit. I mean, the A with it. You know what I mean? Because although the shade can be used to hide dirt, the shade itself is not the actual dirt, right? It's just like hiding the dirt. The dirt is the dirt. I mean, that's like blaming the White House for the dirty executive orders coming out of it, It's not the actual house's fault. The house is not the actual, you can't blame the structure of the house for the dirt that keeps coming out of it. But honestly, calling something shady doesn't seem like strong enough language these days, I'm telling you. I mean, I used to think people understood euphemistic language, but I'm starting to think the lack of clear language is causing a lot of problems. I mean, in other words, it's not that people are too sensitive to language that is the problem. It's that people can no longer derive actual meaning from what's being said due to unclear language.
My name is Horace, and I'm a red-tailed hawk. In our world, I do have the body of a hawk, but while fronting, I consider myself a Therian.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this lovely young lady's problem is not that she's a snowflake, scared and unaccepting of words, resulting in society needing to restrict or change language. Her problem is that language has become ambiguous to the point of useless, resulting in her somehow being able to fall into the usually quite narrowly scientifically defined category of red-tailed hawk. You see, that usually doesn't happen because the definitions are at least a little bit more clear than that. And I don't blame her. Like, if someone told my impressionable young mind, as I was following like a red-tailed hawk in awe, that I could be one, I mean, I'm sure I would have died trying to fly off a building by now. However, back in the day, at a time when elders knew how to scientifically categorize, when I, as a child, made a wild claim of being like a hawk or a squirrel or whatever, I was quickly informed of the incongruity with such a claim to reality. I mean, for example, like I was told, like red-tailed hawks have wings. They have wings. Now, it is true one could be deformed, and if you cut off the wings, yes, it would still be a red-tailed hawk, although a very unhappy one. But as a general rule, yes, hawks have wings, the wings spanning approximately 4 feet. Also, red-tailed hawk's mass is around 795 to 1,224 grams. And they usually have yellow legs and feet. And red-tailed hawks have a tail. They have a tail, right? I mean, and then, like, given the proper definition and characteristics of a red-tailed hawk clearly defined, I was forced to confront reality and conclude I was not, in fact, a red-tailed hawk. Whatever. Anyway, however, one thing is for sure. When dealing with important topics and seeking clear, actionable advice, what you really want to hear is an intro that goes something like this.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. God.
Honestly, where am I? Is this planet Earth? This cannot be going on here. This can't be right.